Hello everyone, welcome to the Simperion IAS YouTube channel. Let's continue with the part 2 of a World History Mains Monster series, which is a complete notes for the world history. In this video, in the two video series together, we will cover 20 different chapters based on the UPSC syllabus as well as last 40 after analyzing last 43 years PYQs. In the video 1 we have discussed in the part 1 we have discussed first 10 chapters. In this we'll discuss the remaining 10 chapters from the chapter number 11, that is socialism. Initially we have explained introduction to the socialism. See, in the video we'll not be explaining the concept and everything, will just be explaining whatever we have covered in these notes briefly, just a skeleton for that particular chapter. Socialism, we have initially covered introduction to the socialism. We have given core beliefs or core features of socialism, like a public ownership of property, centralized planning, freedom of consumption, equality of income distribution, etc. Next, we have covered different types of socialism, and we have given one line definition or one line explanation for the types of socialism. Next, we have covered advantages of socialism and disadvantages of socialism, and we have explained that in detail as well. That is benefits and merits of socialism and disadvantages of socialism or drawbacks of socialism, and we have concluded with a conclusion. We have included a lot of diagrams, flowcharts and infographics to help aspirants to understand the topic easily so that they can even reproduce directly. And according to us, Simperion IAS material is one of the best material. You can compare it with any material that is available in the coaching, because we just address the demand of examination based on, as we said, 43 years PYQ and syllabus. Syllabus. And let's continue with chapter number 12, that is communism. Initially we have covered introduction to the communism. Next, we are given a theory of communism. We have explained using a pictorial diagram. Next, we have given a common characteristics of communism and examples of countries where communism was followed, and here it has even definition as well. Next, we are given a type of communism, and we have explained the type of communism using an example and a one line explanation to each type. Next, we are given a diagram for evolution of economic system, a pure planned economy to the pure free market economy, how the economic system in the world has progressed. Next, we are given a benefits of communism, drawbacks of communism, and what is the impact of communism on the society. What is the impact of communism on the society? We are given 5 points and a conclusion. See, important of PYQ in the mains, that is in GS1, GS2, GS3 and GS4, is UPSC repeats 40 to 50% of the questions from the PYQs or revisits from the PYQs. If you are thorough with important PYQ questions, relevant PYQ questions, you can easily answer 40 to 50 questions. UPSC in the first 4 paper together, they are 79 questions, 20 each, and 19 question in the GS4, 79 question. At least around 30 to 35 or plus questions can be answered using the PYQ, and remaining around 20% question appear from based on the current affairs, pure current affairs, or the contemporary issues. Remaining is like a very static questions picked based on the syllabus. So PYQs are very important in the GS. PYQs are important even in the essay as well. In the essay, if you go through the PYQ, rather than knowing exact topic, we can guess the themes. What are the important themes of UPSC? UPSC One of the important theme, let's say, is agriculture. UPSC might have asked 5 different uh, topics in the last 10-15 years on agriculture, but important theme is agriculture. Important theme in essay is 1 minute is women. Another important theme is, if you come to uh, philosophical essay, that is wisdom, truth or truthfulness. Another important topic for the UPSC is in the polity essay related, that is federalism, democracy, poverty, etc. These are important themes that we can infer going through the PYQ. So the PYQs are very important. In the optional, PYQs are even more important and not necessary to go through last 30-40 years of PYQ like the GS. In the optional, just last 25 years PYQ, maybe even from 2001. Just prepare all the PYQs for your particular optional. I am pretty sure 80% of the questions can be just answered using the PYQ in the optionals. For that, the best way to, before judging us or before believing in what we say or not believing, just take a 2024 examination optional paper. The exam will happen in another 10 days. Compare it with 2001 to 2023 mains paper. You will find 80% plus questions already in the PYQ. That is the best way to prepare. That is the most effective and efficient way to prepare. UPSC is about, mains is about scoring 900 to 950 mark. If you are scoring 900 to 950 mark in the mains, including essay, GS, optionals, you are already competing for the top 10, top 20 ranks. That is what you have to target to succeed in this examination, to score very good marks in the mains. One of the important things for to score in the good marks in the mains is a very segregated, put together, crisp notes based on syllabus and PYQ that we are doing for you freely. Let's discuss next another topic, that is fascism. Fascism, another important topic that comes similar with this is Nazism as well. We are given introduction to fascism, we are given the features of fascism, we are given a reason for rise of fascism. Fascism is Mussolini in the Italy. Next we are given again another pictorial representations why fascism rose in the Italy. Again, these are the reasons. This again reasons for rise of fascism. We are given a side heading in the last page. Next is consequences of rise of fascism, and we have given a conclusion for that particular chapter. Let's go to the next chapter. That is First World War, 1914 to 1918. We are given introduction, briefly explain the cause, global forces, just an introduction. Then we have explained all these things in detail. Then we are given a map to represent allied powers and central powers and the neutral nations as well. Mainly it was between allied powers and central powers. So we are given the map. Next is causes for the World War I. Causes, and also what are the effects of World War I, what are the consequences of the World War I. We are given a pictorial representation. Next we are given a timeline of World War I. Next is Treaty of Versailles, or the treaty that ended the World War I. We have given what are the features of, or what are the provisions of that particular treaty, and what is the impact of World War I. We have given both positive and negative impact as well. Very rarely people will cover. Normally people cover only the negative, we have given positive. It led to the technological advancement in the world. It led to the formation of League of Nations. It led to the end of many empires. like empires in Austro and Hungary, Ottoman Empire, Russian Empire, many empires, the monarchy ended. Next, World War with respect to India. What the role did India play in the World War One? We provided the troops, a financial support, we involved in the battle, and supporting roles, laborers, nurses, medical staff, etc. What's the positive impact on India? That is upside for India. What is the negative impact of the World War One for India? We have pictorially represented that as well. That is drawback for India. Next is a League of Nations. After the Versailles Treaty, the League of Nations was formed for the peace in the world. What is the success of League of Nations and what are the failures of League of Nations? Another is it completely failed to prevent a major wars. That's the reason World War II happened. And we are given a conclusion for League of Nations. Next, we discussed the Russian Revolution. We are given a background and introduction, 5 points. What is the causes for Russian Revolution? Russian Revolution mainly happens in two parts. That is a February Revolution and October Revolution. We have represented that pictorially as well. And we have given a time frame of Russian Revolution and what is the consequences of Russian Revolution, 7 points, and end of that particular chapter. Next is, as we already told while discussing fascism, another important is Nazism that developed in the Germany with the rise of Adolf Hitler. We are given introduction to the Nazism, key characteristics of Nazism, that is extreme nationalism, totalitarianism, anti-Semitism, that is anti-Jews, militarism, propaganda, and also indoctrination. Next, we are given the cause for Nazism, for the rise of Nazism in the Germany. Next, we have given positive effect of rise of Nazism mainly in the Germany. What is the positive impact? Only it had on the Germany some few positive, like economic recovery, technological advancement, etc., unity of country. And what is the negative impact of rise of Nazism? It led to the World War One. After the World War One, Adolf Hitler rises into power. Nazism is between World War One and World War Two. So same with the fascism as well. It is between World War One and World War Two. So it led to the rise of Nazism, extreme nationalism that led to the World War Two. Next, we have discussed difference between fascism and Nazism. So we are given 3 points, 3 differences, and a conclusion for that particular chapter. Next is Second World War. We have given initially started with an introduction. Next, we have pictorially represented the countries, the Axis powers and the Allied powers. Next, what are the policies of Mussolini that leading to the World War One? And what were the policies of Hitler that led to the World War One? So you can say what is the contribution, what is the reason, or what were the actions by Italy that led to the World War One? What is the actions by the Germany that led to the World War Two as well? So policies of Mussolini that led to the World War Two, the policies of Hitler that led to the World War One. Next, we have discussed the causes for the World War II. One of the important causes is humiliating Versailles Treaty on the Germany. Next, we have discussed a timeline. We are given 6 causes here. The impact of World War II, that is positive impact and negative impact. Again, same, the positive impact of World War I is formation of United Nations, end of colonialism and technological advancement. After discussing the positive and the negative impact, we are given India's role in the World War II. 4 points. What is the impact of World War II on India? Positive impacts and negative impact, and conclusion for that particular chapter. Next, we have discussed the Cold War, that is post World War II conflicts. What is the cause of the Cold War in the world? Next, we are given important events that happened during the Cold War. That starts with the end of World War II till disintegration of USSR in around 1991 and 1992. I think 1991, yes. So we are given the timeline, all major events, like the Cuban Missile Crisis, etc. What is the impact of Cold War, and what were the major military alliances that were found during Cold War era? That is like a NATO, Warsaw Pact, etc. Next, we have discussed important events that happened during the Cold War. That is the Berlin blockade, the Korean War, Cuban Missile Crisis, Vietnam War, Berlin Wall construction, Afghan War. All the events and the description, and the Cold War. The two major powers, USSR, USA, were taking a different sides. And Cold War and India, that is India is a we are part of a NAM non-aligned movement that formed in the 1961 with few countries with the efforts of former Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru, and we have given 5 points for Cold War era and India. Next, we are given introduction into the Cuban Missile Crisis. What is Cuban Missile Crisis? What is the timeline of Cuban Missile Crisis? What is the causes for the Cuban Missile Crisis? And what is the outcome? How did it end? Next, very important is disintegration of USSR into, I think, 13 countries. If I'm not wrong, sorry, 15 independent countries. We are given introduction. We are given a causes for the collapse of USSR. And what is the consequences of fall of USSR? One of the consequences is Cold War ended in the world. Next, we are given a Great Depression. The important event happened around, I think, 1929. It starts with 1929. We are given introduction. The important issues to discuss in the Great Depression is causes and what were the consequences of the Great Depression on the world. If we divide this particular pictorial diagram, that is flowchart, here we have discussed the causes, the immediate cause and long-term cause. So impact we have discussed here, that is what is the immediate effect of Great Depression or immediate consequences, what is the long-term cause. We have ended with the conclusion. Yeah, that is in this 10 chapter video series of the world history. So please subscribe to our Telegram channel. We'll provide a link in the description. Please join our Telegram group. We'll provide a link to the Google Drive, which has this particular complete document for all the 20 chapters. We'll provide Google Drive link as well. So please like our video, please share our video, please press bell button, so whenever we upload a new video you will get notification. Thank you.